What's up, family? My name is Jimmie Scott Jr. and in this video I'm going to answer the question, what is the secret to wealth creation? The secret to wealth creation is that there is no secret. There is no secret to creating wealth. To create wealth is to work hard. Hard work creates wealth. Don't let people fool you into believing that in order to get wealth, there is a get-rich-quick scheme. Hard work is what creates wealth. You have to work hard. You have to have knowledge and information of how money works, how finances work in order to create wealth. Wealth in and of itself, when we think of wealth, is more catered towards having an abundance of material possessions or money. Most of the times we think that you are wealthy when you have a lot of money, because when you have a lot of money you can buy a lot of things, and money warrants you freedom from stress of worrying about what to eat, where to live, what clothes you're going to wear, and you would then be able to live in prosperity. Prosperity meaning you're not living paycheck to paycheck anymore. You're not living in a state of lack, but a state of fullness, meaning you're never out of money. You never have to worry about running out of money. You never have to worry about not being able to provide for your family. You're living in a state of prosperity. So what's the secret to that? Again, the secret is that there is no secret. You have to work hard to get there, especially if you live in the United States of America, and you have to work 10 times harder if you do not live in the United States of America, because there are some people in third world countries that are not granted and afforded the freedoms that we have here in America to make a living. We have all of the ability in the world to make a living here in the United States for ourselves. There's an abundance of jobs and positions that if we were to apply ourselves, we would be able to have. If we were to think smartly about our finances and our money, we will be able to build. And if we were to invest our money for the future instead of spending so much of our money, we will be able to create wealth. So there is no secret to wealth. Wealth is easier to say than it is to do for some folks, but it's actually easier to do than what you may think. And I am on the path of wealth creation. So you're not talking to somebody who has millions of dollars, but you are talking to a Christian who understands wealth and how God has created wealth for us and the purpose behind it. I want you to remember that wealth itself and the sole purpose of it from the biblical standpoint or the spiritual standpoint is not just so that you could buy a lot of stuff. I recently talked about this in a previous video, which you could check out right here. But wealth itself is not just so that you could just buy a whole bunch of stuff. But God wants us to be wealthy for the positions that He has for us to be in so that we can bless others. King Solomon, who is one of the wisest men to ever walk this planet outside of Jesus, asked for wisdom in order to lead the children of Israel. And along with that wisdom, God not only gave him wisdom and knowledge of being a king to being a good king, but He also gave him wealth. He gave him more than what he had asked for. And in this wealth, because of Solomon's knowledge of trees and plants and different things, I mean, he was very knowledgeable about so many different things, and he made wise decisions. There are examples of the decisions that he made in the Bible. You can go read those in the book of Kings, 1 Kings, 2 Kings, things like that. He also wrote the book of Proverbs, right? Book of wisdom. So he was wise in his principles that he lived by, but he was so wise and so knowledgeable about life itself that he was able to rule over the children of Israel, leading to more years of prosperity. They were not at war all the time. He also had others from other countries to come and sit under him and under his teaching to gain wisdom from him. And it wasn't just other people that were just random Joe Schmoes from other countries. These were top tier scholars from other countries that were coming to sit under Solomon to learn from him. Even the Queen of Sheba came and sat under Solomon to hear and be sure that everything that she had heard about this king was true. And he not only fulfilled his expectations of her, but he succeeded his expectations that she had for him. And so it's a very linear path for wealth. So let's look at wealth and just break down wealth in general of a path of something that you and I could both adopt and move forward. Number one, wealth. If you want to be wealthy. And we're just talking completely about money, because when we're looking at wealth internally, when you have Jesus Christ, you are already rich. And I also want you to remember, before we get into this, that the Bible tells us that it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of heaven. So I don't want you to get tied up into thinking that you got to have money so badly, or that you got to have so much money so badly, or you got to have so many possessions so badly that you lose sight of the true reason why you are here on this planet. Because it is very hard for a rich man to get into the kingdom of heaven because of the mentality and because of the spirit man of following Jesus Christ. Letting go of your money and following Jesus. Giving all your possessions to the poor, as the Bible speaks of in the example that Jesus did when he met the rich man and told him to give all your possessions to the poor and come follow me. If you find it very hard to give things away, if you find it very hard to give to those who are less fortunate than you are, if you find that hard to do, if your mentality is more so on how hard you have worked to gain what you got, more so on how less that this person's have and how much you can give them, you have then made money your God. And I've also given a video on that as well that you can also check out right here. And I'll be sure to have that at the end of this video so that you can look at both of those videos and learn about money, wealth, and how we need to be careful not to get caught up into those traps. So going back to it, let's look at wealth and the linear path for wealth. Number one, if we're looking at the example of Solomon, Solomon asks for knowledge and wisdom. He asks for wisdom, meaning making smart choices, smart actions, and leading people. And along with wisdom came knowledge. The knowledge of how to do that. It's one thing of being very smart. It's another thing of making smart choices. They say common sense is not so common like it used to be. Why is that? Well, people know what they ought to do and they know the right things to do, but they don't do them. That's why it's not common anymore, because it is not a practice that people do. People are very knowledgeable though. I mean, you have people that have knowledge about physics and geography and philosophy and a whole bunch of these different topics. I mean, in depth, even in the medical field, people have so much knowledge about common medicine and practices, medical practices, but yet common sense, or the actual actions of doing things that make sense, people don't have. And so wisdom and knowledge, you want both of those. So increase your knowledge. Start learning things. Stop consuming random content and start learning stuff. Learn things. I spend at least most of my spare time when I'm not with my family and I just want to focus on self, when I'm doing self-development, learning things. Learning, whether it's learning things about myself or learning things about this world in general. I want to learn, because the more that I know, the more that I grow. And the more that you know, the more that you grow. Learn some things. Take some time to read. I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is that you learn. Increase your knowledge capacity beyond reality TV, movies, television shows, and social media. Remember, social media is news from other folks' lives. Let's learn something else outside of other folks' lives. Other folks got a lot of things going on in their life. And I know it might be newsworthy and something that you want to know. But there's many other things out here to life than someone else's life. Let's learn about that. Let's learn about the world. Let's go into science. Let's go into history. Brush up your history. How much of history do you know? How much of your country do you know? Let's brush up on some things. Learn about cars. People say all the time, I hear a lot of people, I'm not a mechanic. I don't know anything about cars. Well, let's learn about it, right? Let's brush up on some stuff like that. Maybe you don't know about cars is because you don't care to know, right? Why don't you care to know? Why don't you care to want to learn? So let's gain some knowledge. We're talking about wealth creation. People who have a lot of money that have worked hard to get that money, these are not stupid people. These are not stupid people. These are very smart people. And they're smart because it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out 2 + 2. They're smart when it comes to common sense and using common sense in order to make money. All they know is, as long as they follow one path and they give their all to that one path, then that one path will repay them in full. So number 1, get knowledge. Number 2, be wise with the knowledge that you have. Make smart choices. Answer smartly. Live wisely. Make smart choices with your money. Once you have knowledge and once you have wisdom, step number 3, use that knowledge and that wisdom in making those choices with your money to build more money. Use your money to make more money. It's not that hard to do, to use your money to make more money. It's very easy to do, but you have to have wisdom and knowledge to make money first. And that's kind of the issue of why people can't create wealth. Some people are at stage 1 where they don't have enough knowledge and they don't know how to make money. There are many ways of making money. It just takes hard work for you to make it. It's not as easy for some folks to make money as it is for others. Some people have the gift of gab to sell things. They could sell you a dead plant. They could sell you the shirt right off of their back. They could sell you a rock. Some people have the gift of gab to do that, and some people don't. If that's not you, you need the knowledge about that, because that's one way to make money. Sell some stuff. Sell some shoes. Sell some clothes. Sell some used things. Gain knowledge. And then gain wisdom to know how to sell. Right? Selling is one way of making money. Social media is one way of making money. Marketing, one way of making money. Washing cars, another way of making money. Cleaning cars, cleaning folks' homes, driving cars for people, chauffeur, getting a job. Obviously, that's the most easiest way to make money that we know, is get a job, working for someone else. There are many, many ways of making money, but all of those ways require hard work. I told you there is no secret to wealth creation, because the secret is hard work. And that's really not a secret, because that's something we all know that we have to do to make money, is work hard. But we don't want to do that, because hard work requires sacrifice. Hard work requires physical work. It requires you to get up and get after it. It requires you to do things that you never thought you would do, and it requires you to step outside of your comfort zone and go talk to people. And we're in a day and age where people don't want to do that. So work hard. Step number 3, like I said, be wise enough to get your money to work for you to make more money. Step number 1, get the knowledge and wisdom with money and making money to create wealth, right? You have to make money. A lot of you don't make enough money. Even me, I'm at a point where I feel like I need more money. And so instead of me complaining about how much my job does or does not pay me, I'm just going to go out there and utilize all these additional ways of making money, and I'm just going to work hard and I'm going to make money. I'm going to work harder and make more money. And then once I make money, step 3, I'm going to use the money that I made to make more money. I'm not going to use the money that I made, which is where some of you are, and blow that money on things and stuff. Everybody wants more stuff. Instead of using that money to build yourself up so you can make more. Because you know how hard you had to work to get that. If you don't want to work as hard as you had to work before, then you need to use that to make you more. And there's an easier way to use your money to make more money. There are examples of that. You have the stock market. You have real estate. You have vending machines. You can hire people to go cut grass for you. You can hire people to do things for you to make it easier for you to do what you did in the first place to make the money. Why should I have to go work to make money when I can hire someone else to go work for me and make money for me? Using my money to make more money. I use my money that I made to hire someone, and then they go make more money for me because they might be better than me. Again, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to have common sense and to be wise. This is how wealthy people think. I don't have to know it all to hire someone else who does know it all to make me more money. All I got to do is pay them money and they will make money for me, and I never have to work. This is wealthy people. They don't do the work that we do. They don't do the day-to-day operations. They hire other people to do that with the money that they already worked for. And then step number 4, once you've done that and gotten your money to make more money for you, you use that money to invest and you give. Invest that money and give. Use that money to make more money. And then when you make more money, invest that money so that your money will create a legacy and you will have lasting wealth. And in that way and in that manner, you never have to worry about how or making money. Your money will be making so much more money for you that at that point you have an abundance of wealth. But again, it takes hard work. And this is why it's harder for a rich man to get into heaven. It's not because of the hard work. It's because of the practices that some people are willing to go and do to make money, to keep money, to use their money to make more money, and to create a legacy of wealth. It's the practices that some people are willing to do. It's the links that some people are willing to go, which is what makes it so hard for people to get into the kingdom of heaven. And why God says it's easier for a camel to go through a needle than it is for a rich man to get into heaven. Because you have jealousy, you have envy, you have hatred, you have so many different things that come with the pursuit of money. God said that the love of money is the root of all evil. Some people start to love money, and that is where you get in trouble. That's just where you get in trouble, if we're being honest. Don't get to the point where you love money, because you get into a lot of trouble when you get to that point, and that's just not good. So, what's the secret to wealth creation? There is no secret. Hard work. Work hard every single day of your life. Have purpose every single day of your life. Have a plan every single day of your life. Stick to the plan every single day of your life. Do not lose vision. Do not lose sight of the plan. Have a step-by-step every single day of your life and stay focused. Stay focused. Keep God first. Keep the purpose first of what you are doing. And I guarantee you the money will flow. Finances will flow. things will become clearer. Things will be easy for you. It's not hard. I used to think it was so hard in understanding finances. I used to think it was so hard to make money. I used to think it was so hard to be wealthy. But now I have an understanding of that path because of God and because of the Bible and because of the examples that God has given us in the Bible. Jesus lived very wealthy. Jesus had crowds coming to him. If Jesus was a salesman, oh man, Jesus could do it. Jesus is rich. Jesus is already rich. Jesus is rich and didn't even have money. Jesus is rich and he didn't have money. He was rich. Everywhere he walked, people followed. Think about that. Everywhere he went, people flocked to him to get something from him. Whether it was knowledge, whether it was an understanding of God and his kingdom, whether it was a miracle, people wanted something from him. People sought Jesus. Think about that in the terms of money. Do people seek you and your services to get what you have? And if they don't, how can you get there? Again, keep Jesus, keep God first. That's how Jesus was there. His whole purpose and sole purpose was preaching the kingdom of God. And that is why he was here. And he was focused on it. And that's all that he did day by day, because he knew what he had to do here. You know what you have to do here. Do what it is that you know that you have to do. Serve God, and love his people. If you love God and you love his people, if you serve God and you serve his people, then you will be wealthy. I'm telling you right now, you will be wealthy. There is no secret. It just takes hard work from you and keeping God first. Thank you for tuning in and joining this video. I really hope that this video was beneficial to you. Be sure to leave me a comment down in the comment section and let me know your thoughts on the video. And also be sure to subscribe to the channel so that you can get more videos just like these. Also be sure to check out these next 2 videos that I mentioned earlier in this video so that you can gain more understanding and knowledge of this content. I pray nothing but blessings and peace over your life as you continue to walk with me on this Christian journey. I'll talk to you next time.